You can run toward gunfire and still struggle to walk into your own living room.
You can lead under pressure and not know how to talk to your family.
We've lived that tension.
Hi, I'm John. I'm a retired Army veteran, a law enforcement chaplain, a mental health professional, an assistant team leader in a hostage and crisis negotiation team, a husband, and most importantly, a father.
And I'm Sarah. I'm the wife and mom who holds the line at home.
We've seen what trauma does, what silence costs, and what faith can rebuild.
We're here to talk to you about the part that nobody trains you for.
Welcome to After the Call.
Ooh, that's so weird.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to After the Call with John and Sarah.
Over there.
I know, I was looking at you, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Welcoming me?
Welcoming you back after 3 weeks of doing this by myself.
I see. You're welcoming. Oh, smart Alec.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Thank you.
The show sucked without you.
Thank you. I don't think it did. I think you did amazing without me. I thought that the episodes that you've had by yourself were very entertaining. And I especially liked the ones with George and Justin. I thought those episodes were pretty powerful.
Yeah, we have some other ones coming up with some other officers that were involved in a critical incident in our neighboring county. So that'll be good. And then bringing on a chaplain from the fire department to have him come in and sit down and talk to him. And
that's right.
You and I'll interview him. We'll do it together.
Oh, see, I love the way you just...
I did. It just popped into my head.
I know.
That's the way it works.
We have all kinds of things going on the horizon.
We have donkey therapy on Sunday.
We have donkey therapy Sunday. Do you want to tell everyone my big crazy idea?
So I talked a little bit about it.
Oh, you did already?
I did.
Oh,
but
good.
Why don't you tell us all about the addition to... This will also be the last week where you can't see it on the screen, but the last week that we'll have that tree of Jumpmaster Life Coach and Counseling, because it is now officially Jumpmaster Life Coach and...
No, Jumpmaster Life Coaches, Counseling, and Wellness.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us what the wellness part is?
Well, it's kind of my little brainchild. I think it has been our goal. You'll hear us talk about this in a little while, that ever since life got kind of turned upside down for us, it has been our goal to do whatever we can for the kingdom and for ministry and for other people. We want to do those things together, not apart. So I've been kind of trying to think about how my role fits into the Jumpmaster Life Coaches. I am a counselor.
You're also a social worker.
Yep, and I will be still continuing that. But then it's crazy. We had a massage at the mall. One of those.
Well, why don't you explain what we did, though?
Well, we were taking Tyler shopping.
Yes.
You hate to go to the mall.
Well, we weren't taking Tyler shopping. Tyler had two friends.
Her friend shopping, so we kind of were on a date alone. And so we went to get a massage while we were shopping. And then you talked me into going in and getting a massage. A foot relaxation massage. And so we went in, and I don't know, I was just laying there, and it, like, by the way, shout out to the people at the mall, because that felt amazing. It just kind of, I got to thinking, like, we can help with the mind and we can help heal the trauma. But if the mind is told one thing, but the body is still on hyperdrive. And I think at Jumpmaster Life Coaches, you came up with the saying, the body didn't get the memo, that sometimes our minds can get healing and the dreams can stop and the nightmares can stop. But what about the stress in your shoulders that's been caused by the dreams? Or what about the tension in your hands because you've been gripping the steering wheel because you're so stressed out? So that's where my heart for this comes in. And I thought you can get, since I have an office right across the hall from yours, I thought if you can come into John's office and get healing for your mind, maybe I can help with a little bit of relaxation from everywhere else.
Yeah. And, Sierra and Ward were both on board with it.
Yeah.
And so we've always had, since Ward and I started this, we've had the motto of strengthen minds, restores lives, and we're building legacies. So I pulled it up just so I have it so I don't screw this up. Jumpmaster Wellness is a holistic therapies for the body, mind, and spirit. So it will be obviously therapy, but then massage, acupressure, not
Not
acupuncture,
acupuncture.
acupressure. We learned the difference. We'll go into that in a minute.
Mhm.
Swedish massage, deep tissue massage, sports massage, aromatic therapy, and with the aromatherapy, if you've come to me before, you know most people, I give a copy of uh, essential oils too.
Mhm.
Like in my office, I burn different, not burn, but I have different
Diffuse. Diffuse.
diffuse different oils. I'm a lemon fan because it builds the mind, it builds strength, and it helps with cognitive memories.
Mhm.
And then hot stone and Thai massage.
Mhm.
So I didn't know this, and I've been getting massages since I was in high school. The different types. Swedish massage is a little bit of movement, but a lot of just
Light touching.
light touching. Whereas deep tissue is getting in there and going it. Sports massage is moving the muscles,
Targeting one muscle.
targeting one muscle and moving that muscle to do that. Hot stone is full body and taking the stones and unit, which
They
is
use those on
amazing.
our feet at the mall. That thing.
And we learned
Everybody should have that done.
yesterday, we learned that we thought hot stones were going to be really outrageous, and they weren't actually that
No,
bad.
they weren't bad at all. I was
And then
doing all the shopping.
Thai massage is a combination of Swedish deep tissue and acupressure
Mhm.
combined together
Mhm.
for that.
Mhm.
We need to mount like little things in there so you can like walk on people's backs and all that kind of stuff.
I don't want to do it.
I'm just kidding.
Not be like propelling from ceiling or anything like that. No.
But with that, we kind of also redefined some things within our tree,
Mhm.
things that fall under the Jump Master Life Coach umbrella, which is, we've partnered with Texas 635 for trauma retreats. We've done some things with them where they have a 1-day retreat, a 2-day retreat, and a 5-day retreat, which is reserved for uh, police and dispatchers.
Mhm.
So that is a good thing that we do with them.
Mhm.
We obviously do donkey therapy, puppy therapy, uh, and we do that with all of our clients, not just specific ones.
Mhm.
And then one that I'm really, really excited about is uh, the redefinance of the Jump Master Performance Recovery Doctrine, or DOCT.
Mhm.
That fancy terms there. Okay. Which is speaking engagements, workshops, but then more than that, it's the tactical Jenga books and classes, uh, which is building the foundation, stacking the blocks, lead with strength,
Mhm.
and lead with purpose and live with purpose.
Mhm.
So we're excited about those things.
Mhm.
Obviously, the podcast, workshops, all stuff we're still doing.
Mhm.
5 currently of the uh tactical Jenga books are out on the market. They're on Amazon, so check them out.
Mhm.
They range from $15 to $20. The first 4 books were $15, and then Amazon, not me, Amazon raised their prices of how much it costs to print books, and they raised it up. So we had to raise it up to $20 for the next
Still isn't bad.
4 books, which isn't bad. They're about 167, 180 pages to 200 and something pages. They're not bad. Obviously, we still have After the Call,
Mhm.
the Jump Master Performance Doctrine, which is also part of my doctorate program, which
We should
uh,
have all the things going on.
we do. We have a lot of things going on.
Yeah. Which I mean, we usually, as you know, it says after the call airs Thursdays. We have been kind of all over the place, but we've been trying to get episodes out. But there is a reason that we wanted to sit and kind of connect with each other today. And so we thought that we would let y'all in on that because today is June the 9th.
It's been 14 years.
It's been 14 years since that crazy, terrible, awful day in Afghanistan. So if you, we should maybe put a link if you haven't seen our story. We have an amazing video that was done about it, but we can post the link on the podcast about just so you can get to know us.
We can talk about it a little bit
We
too.
talk about it here, but then just in case you want to know like a little bit more, I don't know how in depth we'll get in an hour. But
Pretty depth.
yeah, but
With that, today we're supposed to talk about silent culture, and this kind of goes in line with silent culture because until 14 years ago, until 9 June, I had never asked for help from anybody in
Mhm.
regards to that stuff. So what took place
Well,
is
and even after.
it was after that I did. It was probably when I came out of the coma is when I asked for, or when I woke up. I don't know if you really classify it as a coma because I was in and out
I
of
mean, it was a
consciousness.
medical induced one there for
Yeah,
a few hours.
a few days.
No, well, maybe a day.
Well, but so uh, I never asked for help. So the title of this episode is "Silent Culture: How 9 June 2012 changed our lives."
No.
So with that, what happened was
Well, hold on. What is like define the silent culture? Is that just across the board, veterans, first responders,
that's everybody
spouses,
within
everybody
that's everybody in the first responder thing. That
just
actually,
thinking that they can do it all on their own and not ask for help?
it's not. I the more and more I thought about this episode over the last few days, the more and more I've thought about how it's not just law enforcement or first responders or dispatchers or veterans, or it's pretty much our entire culture for years has been, oh, well, you can't go to mental health therapy. Look, they made an entire show called The Sopranos around mental health,
Mhm.
where Tony's mental health was a topic of pretty much every episode.
Mhm.
He was seeing a therapist, but God, you can't do that. Oh, it's silent, and that literally is the definition of the silent culture: is you can't ask for help.
Didn't just press on, just put it up, pack it away, press
Mhm.
on,
Stuff it down.
stuff it.
So
I think not just you. I think that 9 June didn't just force you to ask help, but it also forced me to ask for help.
mhm,
So
yeah.
maybe across the board, it kind of.
Well, too, with that, if you wouldn't have been pregnant,
Mhm.
we found out that morning when I
Mhm.
called that, which is weird. Um, I had never called before mission before,
Mhm.
ever.
So let's rewind a little bit. Take us.
Okay.
Should we do a timeline?
We can do a timeline. So, uh,
We moved
8
to
June
we
to,
moved to back up. We moved to
oh,
Alaska.
we're going all the way back.
Yeah, we moved
Okay.
to Alaska.
July of 2011,
11. Mhm. Mhm.
uh, for the purpose of going to 4th Brigade, 25th Infantry,
So I'm going to say
first
just
five. Well, hold on, I have something with unit.
well, okay. Finish telling
Uh,
me the unit.
First of the 501st,
Mhm.
which, if you know World War II history, huge uh, in World War II.
Mhm.
Jumped into Normandy, jumped into Market Garden, had a couple other jumps in there. Huge legacy of World War II.
Mhm. What I was going to say is you call me out on this podcast and a lot of things for fibbing about a fishing trip. I was just wondering if maybe today, before we get too deep, you
100%.
might want to admit to the friends
Oh, well, I've
uh,
admitted to it.
why did your family end up in Alaska? Was that the
So
only? Because I have so many people ask me, like,
I had
was
three choices.
Alaska the only place that you could have
Nope.
gone?
I had three choices.
I thought it was the only place we could
I
have
had
gone.
three choices
I
to
did not
where,
know that.
uh, because of coming off the trail, I had my choice of assignments.
Yep.
I could have gone
I
back
did not
to
know that.
Fort Bragg and gone back into the long range surveillance community.
Yeah.
And I chose.
But you could have gone somewhere else.
I could have picked Hawaii
Mhm.
or Alaska.
Mhm.
I picked Alaska
Mhm.
for the simple fact of, at the time, we had three daughters. Three daughters of, they were 12,
Mhm.
12, 10, and 8,
Mhm.
12, 10, and
6.
6. So I guarantee not one father out there is going to disagree with this at all. Swimsuits or snowsuits,
Bikinis.
bikinis
or
or
snowsuits.
and I have the rule in our house that you have to be 16 to
You
wear
have
a
to be
bikini.
18. Oh,
18 to wear a bikini.
KAC, Mackenzie, Madison, Tyler, I hope you're listening. He just
18.
changed the rule
I
on
did not change the
public
rule. I made a
podcasts.
tactical error in my speaking. 18 to wear a bikini.
So it
So
was
I thought
swimsuits or snowsuits.
swimsuits or snowsuits. So I picked, like most dads would do, I picked
Snowsuit.
snowsuits. Uh, so we got to Alaska.
In
We
July.
made the dumb mistake to drive to Alaska.
That was kind of fun, though. I
It
mean,
was fun, but so imagine driving from Fort Benning, Georgia,
Yep.
south
Yep.
through the boringest states
Straight across.
straight across. We dipped into San Antonio, saw family. We went to Alabama.
We did a lot of like
Alabama.
stopping to see people.
We saw people along the way, people we hadn't seen in a while.
It took us a long time to get, but it
Took us
was
2 weeks.
still, but I mean, it didn't, I don't even think it got rocky until we got to that. I mean, rocky in the literal sense of that freeway. I don't even think it was a freeway.
It wasn't a freeway.
What
If
was that
you
thing?
ever get the opportunity, and somebody says, "Oh, drive the Yukon Highway," it's not a freaking highway. It's a damn dirt road that goes through Canada because Canadians are lazy. So if you're from Canada, I'm sorry, your people are lazy.
And it will destroy your windshields because
Well,
you're going pretty fast.
we didn't, but remember, we didn't have any damage to the windshield until we pulled into Anchorage.
True.
It didn't break until we were in Anchorage.
Felt like it was going to break on the way down.
Yes, because there were so many rocks. And we made the mistake, we were pulling our boat, and the boat got just destroyed on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we rolled into
Alaska.
We had secured a place. Turned out it wasn't what it was supposed to be. The dude had chinchillas. The dude is probably a wanted serial killer. Didn't realize it at the time. Was 86 from post and base. Wasn't allowed on the Air Force side. Wasn't allowed on the Army side. Just a whole thing.
But we got there in July, and then the Army gets the amazing plan to.
Well, I already knew we were deploying.
Well, okay, to move the families there in July, and all the men were gone by Thanksgiving.
No, we were gone the day after Halloween.
Yes, because we had that Christmas.
We spent. We did an early Christmas
because I did Thanksgiving.
My platoon. Yeah. And then, we.
Then you were gone.
Then I was gone.
And for the first 6 months of that deployment, we were okay.
It snowed. It snowed, and not just a little. And I will give Sarah 100% credit. It snowed so much from October 31st to
my birthday, April 22nd.
April 22nd, that
Every
there
day.
was mounds of snow.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just
Alaska is beautiful. It is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
To those of you who may be listening, you probably love Alaska. I love Alaska too, to visit.
It is also the only time in my entire military career that calling First Sergeant and saying, "Hey, I got a moose in my driveway," was excused to miss PT.
Yeah, and that's an excuse on school notes too.
Yeah.
It's like your child is late for school because of doctor's appointment, dentist appointment, moose in front yard, and it is a thing that will get you to be able to be late from school.
So, got over to Afghanistan. We stopped in Russia first. Did some pre-training and then rolled into Afghanistan in a Bagram first, which had changed. I hadn't been there since 2003, and it had changed.
And then you came home for 2 weeks.
Well, there's stuff that happened in there.
Sorry, babe. Go ahead.
On the border, constantly getting rocketed, constantly. It was just, we had taken out a few higher value targets. April rolls around. I come home.
Come home for 2 weeks.
Come home for 2 weeks for R&R. Fly back to Afghanistan. And then shit hits the fan.
Mhm.
to be
And
blunt.
then that gets us to where you called home for the first time before a mission,
There
which you've
was
never done
there
before.
was some other stuff that happened in between there, but that's not important.
Mhm.
And then
Something told you to call home.
yeah, 8 June rolls around. Hey, mission comes down the pike. You guys have to go get it. Uh, I'm the platoon sergeant at the time. Hey, I don't think we should go by ground. I think we should go by air. Blah 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 blah. Our infamous colonel, whose head was so far up his ass, he didn't know if he was coming or going, uh, made the decision that nope, you need to go by ground. Going after a high value target and MRAP is not the brightest of ideas because they're loud. Next morning, got up. Something just felt off. All of us felt it. I told the guys, hey, grab extra ammo, grab extra frags, grab me some extra C4, grab me some breach charges, grab me some other stuff. Uh, put a couple of extra AT4s on the truck, some other stuff. Because for some reason, I thought we were getting into the Wild Wild West. Don't know what it was, couldn't put my finger on it. Just knew that it just felt off. Did the brief, talked to everybody. We actually prayed for the first time. Oh, we had prayed a few times, but the prayer was different. Uh, Told everybody, okay, let's load up the trucks. Let's get going. Our normal interpreter suddenly came down with stomach issues and backed out. Light bulb went off. Should have said, hey, put his ass in the front truck in case something happens. We didn't.
When did you
Um,
call? Go home?
right before we rolled out the gate, I called him and just said, hey, I just want to call and tell you I love you.
Mhm.
Uh, I'll call you when we get done doing what
We
we're
had a
about to do.
funny little conversation.
We had a funny little conversation. Sarah said, hey, I'm going to a water park. I, being married as long as we had at that point, I was like, hey, aren't you supposed to be on your time of the month? She was like, well,
Shit.
where is mine? And then whatnot, we joked about it, laughed about it. No big deal. Joked with the guys in the truck about it. And about 30 minutes after rolling outside the gate of going after this high value target, we hit a 500-pound improvised explosive device, pressure plate, blew our truck in the air, blew the engine about 1,000 feet away from the truck. I didn't see the pictures until 2017 when I went back to Afghanistan. Truck was upside down. Driver's door was blown open, which is what probably killed Tyler. Um,
And who is Tyler?
Tyler was my driver, great kid, 21 years old or 20 years old at the time, from Yucaipa, California. Great kid, always had a smile on his face. Drove me nuts the entire time, but was a great kid overall. Nick was in the gun. I was in the TC seat. We were joking, laughing. I had literally just put a cigarette out and threw a dip of Copenhagen in, and boom. Then I woke up in San Antonio. But in that time, they couldn't find a pulse, whatnot. Pronounced that I was gone. Sat up, scared the hell out of everybody. Whatever. um, and then somebody somewhere along the line got the bright idea of bringing me the uranium phone, satellite phone, to call home. So I picked up the phone. They called Sarah. Mind you, it's morning time. Me, she was in Albuquerque. It was nighttime for her,
Mm.
and said, "Hey, we just hit an IED."
It was you. It was your voice, but you didn't sound like yourself.
Yeah.
You sounded very different, and you kept saying just random stuff. And then, like, you kept saying your back is broken, or you said my back is broken. There's so much blood. I couldn't really understand a lot of what you were saying. And then I think you passed out because I kept saying, John, John, are you there? Are you there? And then some kid, who I promise you sounded 14 years old, said, ma'am, we're going to do everything we can. We're going to do everything we can to save your husband's life.
So I had surgery in Salerno,
Hmm.
surgery in Bagram.
As I was waiting, I didn't know where you were, but I did have I've never been more do I need to go tell those dogs to be quiet?
No, they're fine. They'll
Okay.
be okay.
You sure you can't hear them in the thing?
They'll be all right. Our dogs are going nuts in the background. If you can't hear it,
Yeah. So I
they
can tell
understand what today is.
I can go
But
tell them to stop.
no, it's fine.
Um, I've never been more thankful for social media as I was that day. Um, I put out that John had been injured, and within moments, people were sending me messages, and you just happened to have some friends that sent me a message, and they were in Germany.
No, they're in Italy.
They were in Italy.
Well, you got the first message from guys that I had served with and said,
Yes.
"Hey, we're getting on a Black Hawk right now. We're flying to Bagram.
Yeah. But then the
We're
next
fine."
one I got said, "We are in Italy. We're gonna drive all night long. We'll have eyes on him on the lane."
Mhm.
Once they knew you were going from because I guess I don't know much about this, but if you're strong enough to be flighted home from Afghanistan, then you will. But you had to make a stop in Germany so they could stabilize you so you can make the flight back to the States because without that first surgery, you wouldn't have come home.
That was the third surgery.
Yeah. Well,
That
yeah,
was
because
the
there was the
surgery
one
to
in
s
Afghanistan.
There's 2 in Afghanistan, 1 in Landstuhl to fix to I don't know what they did. They did something to keep the blood flow going from my upper leg to my bottom leg because it had pretty much been ripped off. It was just held on by tendons, and I had this X-Fix thing on, and they basically ran fake veins to keep blood flowing south.
That they had to stabilize your breathing and your heart rate and everything before they could have you
Yeah.
medevac to the States. So that's what everybody kept telling me because I said, if he's going to be in Germany, I just want to see him. And that's what a lot of your buddies said. I kept telling them, I just want to see him. Should I book a flight to Germany? I just want to see him. I just want to see him. And your buddy said, Sarah, you don't want the call telling you to come forward to Germany. They said, let us see him, but you don't want that call because if a spouse gets the call to come forward to Germany, that means that her soldier is not going to come home any further than that. And so, as hard as it was to wait in silence, that's what I had to do. And then the next call I got was from a nurse in Germany, a very sweet uh, army nurse, and she said, "Ma'am, you don't know me, and I don't know you, um, but I have a patient here." And he's supposed to be resting and he's supposed to be going in for his next surgery. And he's really not supposed to have his oxygen mask off. And we don't recommend him talking, but he keeps pointing at the phone in the room and he kept saying over and over, her name is Sarah. And she said, and I had to let him call you. And so I think I got to talk to you for like maybe 5 seconds. That was all
Don't
you
remember
that's
any of
all
it.
you needed. You just needed to hear my voice. And I asked if you were okay. And you said something like, "I'm going to America." I don't even know what it was. It was just you're pretty doped up, but
Yeah.
"I'm going to America," and then you kinda, like, passed out, then she got on and she she was like, "I don't know if you can understand any of that, but he will be medevac to San Antonio, and you can meet him there." And I was like, "Okay."
No, it was I was either going to Walter Reed or I was
Or
going to
San
San
Antonio.
depending on
And
how I did.
all you were doing is they told you you'd be going to America. That's all you understood. But you ended up at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio.
But you had friends.
Mhm, we
We had
did.
we had teammates walk me to the bird,
Mhm,
put me on the bird there, calling you from the aircraft.
mhm,
Then we had friends get on the bird in Walter Reed to make sure I was staying on.
mhm.
And then
And then we had Justin, shout out to Justin Cook, meet you at the tarmac and ride with you, from the tarmac to Brooke Army Medical Center
I
with
wish I could remember that because that's
when you asked him if you were in Texas, and he said, "Yeah, buddy, you're in Texas," and you were like, "Get me a margarita and some nachos or quesadillas?" But he's
chips and salsa.
chips and salsa and a
Yeah, you
margarita,
told me that.
and then you passed out. Justin told me that, I was like but you kept, like, having these moments of clarity, and then you would pass out, and you had these moments where you were very angry, and then you pass out because I think it was like your It's like what we talked about with trauma. Your body was home, but your mind was still in Afghanistan. And so you're very aggravated and angry and wanting to go back, even though you're so broken and you just could not figure out why nobody would let you go back. Why would, you kept saying, I'm fine, but then you'd like pass out. And I think that's finally when they decided to do the medically induced coma because you would not settle. It was like they would give you medicine and then you'd wake up angry. And then it was like they'd have to
Well, I was also 215 pounds of a brick shit house
yeah,
too.
no. The nurses would always say to me, I don't want to take care of the bear in bed one. They would talk, I would hear them talking out there at the thing and they would say, they would like be out there like playing cards and I shit you not, like flipping quarters for it because nobody wanted the bear in bed one. Because
Freaking pogues.
you'd wake up violently angry, and then I would walk in and they'd go, "Hey," and I was like, "I'll take care of it. I'll be back. I'll take care of it." But when you first got there, we're very agitated. I mean, I don't know why people don't know you. Why would John be agitated? I don't know, but it's because
Guys,
you could
these
see
people live on a throne of lies.
I was trying to get when you go into a hospital like that, as any of you know who have a loved one who's been in the hospital, you have to
Well, it was also because I had been hit with a bioweapon too.
right. So I had
I
to
had been
have a
hit with
mask and and gloves and all these things. And then they were trying to change. They were trying to have the military doctors that were the flight nurses that were trying to tell the hospital, all the things. And you were not laying down. And I kept seeing them and you were just getting very agitated. You were very awake because the medicine was starting to wear off. It's kind of like a big rabid dog coming out. That's all I can describe it as. And it's because you could see me behind the glass as the ladies were trying to put me in all the biohazard stuff. And you looked at the nurses and you were like, I will calm down if I can have 2 minutes alone with that woman over there. And it was against protocol, of course. But I mean, I think you were in what do they call that time when you were hurting when you got injured? Fighting season. So
yeah.
there were so many beds of men everywhere that I think these nurses, I mean,
Well, you figure so Nick had got an infection
mhm,
in Germany. He was on that. I think looking at when I went back in 2017, looking at the flight log, the plane was full.
yeah,
Like half the plane got off at Walter Reed and the other half
yeah.
was
Well, they said
there.
they had them like bunk beds. They just had them stacked.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the angels that are the nurses in these hospitals, I mean, I think they were doing what they could. And so they let me in the room for just 1 second. And I was like, John, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. And you looked at me serious as all get out. And you said, am I going to be a dad again? And I was like, yes, yes, you are. And you went, that's fantastic. And you passed out. And I think that's when I didn't talk to you for at least a few days after that, because that's when they were like, okay, we're going to put him out because you were a danger to yourself and to others. Let's just be real.
Well, I remember trying to pull a breathing tube out.
Yeah, you hated that thing.
And they kept saying, "Hey, you have to have that to breathe."
Mhm.
And I kept trying to pull it
You
out,
hated
not
that.
realizing now that there's a balloon inside there that's blown up, and I was trying to pull
Yeah.
it out, and it just didn't work.
No,
But
it did. And then after that, we went into 6 months of
well, was the leg first?
yes.
The leg was 18 hours to rebuild,
Mhm.
and
They had to delay first because of the way that you're back. They couldn't roll you where they needed you to be for back surgery with your leg being as messed up.
yeah,
So the leg had
and
to
they had a choice. They could either cut my leg off, and you
mhm.
said, "If there's a
Yeah.
chance to save it, save it."
I just said if there's a chance. I didn't say you have to.
And they said, "Well, okay, we'll try to save it." They left it on.
Let me go push the button.
They're fine. Be okay. Just give 'em a few minutes. And then from there, the back was another
Mm,
18 hour. Wasn't one of the nurses or one of the doctors pregnant?
mhm,
I
mm.
have flashes of, and to be honest, a lot of it I don't remember. A lot of it I have like flashes of things that happened,
You just have things that people that have told you
Yeah,
that
and
I've told you or that people have told you.
or I read in my file and whatnot, and
Mhm,
uh, yeah, one of the nurses was pregnant, or one of the doctors was pregnant,
mhm,
and my back took forever, and
mhm.
then uh,
They had to keep going
they had to put
in.
a filter in. I remember something about a filter.
No, it was a cage.
No, I mean to stop blood clots. They put a filter in
Oh, mhm,
to stop the blood clot from
mhm,
going up,
mhm.
and then
He was you were a mess. Um, but the doctors kept saying, like, I mean, I've said it before, they told me it was a car crash on steroids,
right,
and the human body is not supposed to survive something that you survived,
yeah,
and when it does, those left to help are left with a puzzle of how to put his body back together.
it's funny now, like sitting here as we talk about this and stuff, and we've never really sat down. We've done interviews and stuff like that before, but we've never really, you and I, sat down and talked about this.
Mhm,
It's funny how like certain things will pop into my head
mhm,
about it. Like I think one of the worst memories I have was when they first moved me to the fourth floor,
mhm,
and somebody was supposed to stay with me, and she had told you, "Oh, I'll stay with them. Go take a nap, take a shower," and then she ended up leaving
mhm,
and going and taking pictures all over the fucking hospital or whatever she was doing.
mhm,
Redheaded bitch. Uh, and taking, pictures with everybody else, and then I ended up pooping,
mhm.
and I just at that point just said, "I'm done."
Well, because I think, like, I mean, if you have to think about it, like, I think any man or woman who's used to doing everything for themselves, especially a first responder or a veteran who, like, you're used to being the tough, you're used to being the one that people don't have to worry about, you're used to um, taking care of yourself and being able to go to the restroom by yourself, shower, shave, all the things. All these things were taken away from you in a split second.
Well, I
So to
remember
not even be able to go to the bathroom, and then when you have to go and be having to sit there in your mess is, I mean, it's gotta be pretty humiliating.
I remember having the conversation with St. Michael and just saying, "Just take me.
Mhm.
Just don't don't make my family go through this."
Yeah.
And I remember slowly laying there and watching my heart rate just drop,
Mhm.
and then watching everything just start to bottom out,
Well,
and
and
then
I didn't understand at the time, but I can now. But I think that we hear we heard so many stories of men coming back from war destroyed, burned, or blown up, or loss of limbs, or all of these things, and spouses just walking in and saying, "I can't do it."
Mhm.
And
Well,
I
you had an opportunity where you could have walked away, when you first saw me, and I was, I looked like, let's not church it up. I look like freaking Edward from Twilight,
oh,
because I
well,
had that silver nitrate all over me.
yeah.
And if you know anything about silver nitrate, the whole reason why the Afghans and, the Iranians use it is because it's supposed to cause cancer down the road.
Mhm,
Well, I was covered in it. Nick was covered in it. Nick got an infection right after the IED in his hand
mhm,
because, for whatever reason.
mhm,
And it was just one of those things.
mhm. Well, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of people, like, in any situation, whether it's war, sickness, all the things, people have a right, not a right, but I mean, everybody has the right to choose whether they stay or whether they don't. But I think that that genuine fear, even if you know the person you love the most, you want them to stay. Um, it had been a rocky few months for us. And I think that the genuine fear that you were going to be there alone was setting in. And I think that from that day and from every day since that day, I think that for you and me, it was like a reset button. Not that our lives before today, 14 years ago, didn't matter,
Uh-huh.
but it was kind of like we had been playing. Russian roulette with our lives.
Yeah.
We'd been saying, like, well, it's not as sacred as it's supposed to be. It's not as this.
Yeah.
We can play in whatever world we want to, and it'll be fine. We can threaten divorce and then get back together and make
Yeah.
our home life unstable and do all these different things. And then I believe that God kind of shook us both that day and
Yeah.
said, he kind of like put it like directly into our face, like, if you idiots want this taken away from you,
I'm
it
gonna
can
take
go
it away.
away from you any second.
Yeah.
And I think for me personally, and I think for you too, um, that day, uh, was like a reset, like
Yeah.
from this day forward, we are going to be there for
Yeah.
each other. And I think we've tried to do that every day since.
Yeah. And I think, it's funny, I said, I remember having that conversation with St. Michael and whatnot. And I remember coming back, waking up in was it the cardiac ICU,
Mhm,
whatever that floor was. And it was the weirdest floor out of everything.
mhm,
But I wasn't allowed to eat anything. And there were certain things I could have.
mhm,
And then moved me back up and then setting in, okay, I'm okay. The girls are here now. I'm okay. We'll get
nobody's gonna leave, like,
we'll get through this. And I remember asking the liaison, hey, can you get me information on Tyler's parents?
mm,
And them saying, hey, your mission's classified. I can't get you any information.
mhm,
And reaching out and having people go. And then uh them coming in and saying, hey, you need to shave because
it's just a crazy.
no, it wasn't that. It was something. It was Captain White telling you that we had one too many kids,
Mhm,
and you giving me your phone and me sending that message that just shook Brook Army Medical Center to its core.
mhm,
When the sec dev called and said, his office called and said, hey, we'll be there and we're pinning 2 Purple Hearts on 2 people, Nick Williams and John Hosey. And they were like, what?
mhm,
And then he came in and closed the door.
mhm,
So they're fine. They're okay. Uh, that, you know, that kind of shook things. And then was it 2 weeks later that my dad got there
mhm.
and they were like, oh, you need to shave. And my dad, I think the
They said
lowest,
something about,
some asked,
army grooming standards couldn't not be a thing.
yeah,
It was something completely like, and all the times now, mind you, this was not your first deployment.
no, this was
This
my
was the
fifth.
first time you've been severely injured.
It was
It
the first
wasn't
time.
that it's not like we had never sent you away, or it's not like, there are so many things that happen
That you don't expect
you
and you
don't
don't hear
expect.
and you don't hear
Yeah,
about. You don't hear the little things that happen. Oh,
yeah.
well, you have 3 kids and
No,
that's
that's one too many. Yeah.
yeah, that's one too many kids. No one ever says that.
No. They say, like, we were told, um, that military housing that they put you in is really built for a family of 4, not a family of 5.
Right.
And I said, well, that's fantastic because John will be staying the next 6 months here in the hospital and me plus 3 kids equals 4. And they said, no, that's not how that works. And they actually wanted us to choose one of our children to stay behind.
That was also the same nurse that had never deployed herself.
Right.
She also was the same one that was like, "Oh, well, you're going home soon."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I can't sit up past 30 degrees." "Oh, it'll be okay."
Yeah.
So,
She was like, she wanted everybody on a conveyor belt to just get him
yeah,
in, get him out, get him in, get him out, which, I mean, I would have loved that too, but we
yeah.
also you can't.
But then I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything,
Yeah.
couldn't feed myself, I could barely talk
Mhm.
because I had so much damage that when they moved me over and this is the other
Well,
thing.
and I also think with them having to go back and, like, They fixed your
That's
back initially?
yeah, they fixed my back initially. Then they sent me to Audie Murphy, which the staff at Audie Murphy was fantastic.
Mhm,
It wasn't the staff at Audie Murphy. It was that punk ass buck sergeant
mhm,
that was part of the WTU that didn't bring over the stuff for my wound vac.
mhm.
So my back got infected.
And you ended up back in the
I
other
ended up
house.
back in the other
But I
hospital.
also think that that's what I was thinking that that's probably what affected your speech a lot was that every time you have to go under anesthesia, you have to have another breathing tube.
Yeah, because
And
and
every
I was going
time,
in every other
every other
day.
day. And so they were putting it in, taking it out, putting it in, taking it out. And your poor esophagus was just you were not you're not able to
Yeah,
form words and talk and all the things. But I just think that I don't know. I
and I
think
think the funniest thing was after all of that, being in the hospital 6 months, you know, having that point,
mm,
Nick is already out of the hospital. He's learning to do stuff, and then them at Audie Murphy say, "Okay, we're gonna put you in our little apartment tonight, and you have to stay here." And it
your wife is gonna come stay with you and you have
there
to cook
was
her dinner.
no sheets on the bed.
It was so strange.
It was freezing cold in there.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're being watched on cameras.
yeah, we were being watched on camera and graded,
Yeah.
and it was so cold that it was just like
Well, and what I couldn't understand about that apartment that we had to go in
that the
order
bed
to
sucked.
well, not just that, but you weren't going home by yourself.
Yeah,
So the way that they wanted to make sure that you could cook a meal and you made me spaghetti and it was delicious, but you were coming home to me,
but I was also in a wheelchair making
but you were
dinner.
still coming home to us.
Yeah,
If you were going to be in your own apartment by yourself, functioning and making your own dinner, then maybe I can understand the whole apartment thing, but I didn't.
and honestly, now looking at it, I would love to sit down with Secretary of War Hesche and Secretary Collins
Mm,
and revamp
the
from
whole
mental
system.
health to the WTUs to all of it
Mhm.
and say, this is how it should run.
Yeah. Because you shouldn't have it where an injured soldier who is wheelchair bound and not just wheelchair bound. Like when we brought you home, it's not like you were sitting up in your wheelchair. Or for very long periods of time. Getting
Yeah,
you into the car and out of the car
sucked.
sucked. But according to the military and the WTU, which is the Warrior Transition
Unit.
Unit, I had to have you at formation at 6 a.m.
Mhm.
in your wheelchair, still drooling on yourself, let's be honest, from all the pills that they sent us home from the night before. And so
So
you
I had what 37 pills that I had
Mhm.
to take.
I have a picture of my tray. Do you remember that
Yeah.
picture? A breakfast tray of just pills. And it was like, if he's breathing too fast, give him this. If he slows down breathing, give him this. If he goes to the bathroom too much, give him this. If he can't go to the bathroom, give him this. If he's sleeping too much, wake him up. If he's not sleeping enough, come to sleep. It was very confusing, but I
Well, I
had
also talked about how like I would go see 5 different doctors in a day,
hmm
and all 5 doctors would give me a different prescription for oxycodone.
yeah.
It was only natural that I became an addict.
Oh, for sure.
You
And
know,
then they blamed it
literally,
on you.
yeah, literally, I had
Yeah.
one doctor give me 100 milligrams. I
Yeah.
would have another one give me 110, then 120, then 130.
Yeah.
And then I had one that was like, hey, I'm giving you 500 milligram
Yeah.
of oxycodone.
Yeah.
And I would see them once a week, but they would give me enough pills for a month.
Mhm.
So I would walk out of there with I remember we'd
The
wheel in
bags
there.
of it. It was like a Walmart bag. It
Yeah,
looked like you'd been shopping at Walmart and
but it was full.
of boxes.
Yeah, it was a bottle of this size filled with oxycodone.
Mhm.
But what's funny is I would get a bottle of oxycodone this big, but I would only get 8 fucking Viagra. Somebody explain that shit to me. You give me a big ass bottle of freaking that
Oxys.
oxy. My dick doesn't work because I've been blown up and I've lost use of it. And the only way is that I have to take 200 milligrams of freaking uh, Viagra
But you only
but
get
you
8 of
only
them.
give me 8 of them for a month.
And look at you crazy if you ask for more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Viagra's expensive. So is freaking oxycodone.
We should have sold the oxys to get the other. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But it's funny to me how that worked.
Mhm.
The part that I had lost use of
That you wanted.
that I wanted, they were like, well,
That's ridiculous.
we're only giving you 8 pills. So think about it. If you have to take 200 milligrams, that's 2 pills. So that means 4 times a month. That means 1 time a week. Maybe you could do it. And I'll be honest, that whole commercial of if you have an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours,
Don't talk about this.
I would be happy if my erection lasted 20 minutes.
Okay. Okay. That's
Just
for
saying.
another episode. I think it's coming up. Sex, stress, and disconnection, but it's not today.
We'll
Not
be doing
today.
a commercial on Viagra.
Yes, we will be sponsored by Viagra by the time this crap gets done. So I wanted to get into what that day has taught us, but I want to give it its due diligence. And I'm wondering if you might want to continue the conversation. We've done part 2s in these before. And
Well, what we can do is I have learned how to edit splice videos together like I did with George and Justin. So we can always, because we promised Tyler we were going to take her to dinner tonight.
Okay.
Well,
Hi, Johnny.
hello. So we're back to part 2.
We are. I'm sorry. It's been
delayed a few days.
It's been delayed. This is not
This subject hasn't been easy to talk about.
No, and this has not been the summer we expected.
No, it is not.
We just talked about that yesterday. Like sometimes you have like I think a lot of people have busy schedules throughout the year.
Mhm.
And then there's this big expectation on summer, like we're gonna make it the best summer ever. We're gonna do all the things. And then things just keep jumping in the way and getting in the way. And it's hard to not be disappointed that things aren't going the way that you wanted them to. But also trying to be grateful for the good things that are happening. 'Cause there are good things happening.
There's some very good things happening.
It's just not the summer we expected. So we put a lot of, and I think a lot of people do that. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And then when things don't go according to plan, that's why we've always said what? Write everything down in pencil.
Yeah.
So it can be changed. So you don't have all these scratch marks all over your calendar.
Which is why we don't have one of those fancy digital calendars too.
Those would be cool though, because then you could just delete the stuff out.
No, because I'd end up knocking it off the wall because it would have so many changes on it.
That's very true.
It's like my schedule with a line through it when somebody cancels.
Yeah, and probably like have like one of those software malfunctions, like too much information.
Mm-hmm.
Or probably has like a
your data limit.
Yeah, your data limit or your this cannot be changed again.
Right. Right.
Anyways.
Well, we also put off, we talked the first part of this episode, we talked about Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
And the second part, we're going to talk about Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Who it's crazy to me that it's been 4 years.
Yeah.
Since his passing. For those that don't know, there's 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
My little brother Justin, I am the oldest, and then it goes Chris, and then it goes Justin and Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Josh is the baby. Josh is the baby of the family. Still love him, but
but he's not much younger than Justin. Like how many? Like how
a
many?
minute.
Yeah, but Justin, I remember always talking to Justin about it. He was like, "I don't care if it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 10 seconds. I am older."
But so Justin was killed in the line of duty.
Mm-hmm.
He was on his way to check on a pedophile, to do surveillance on a pedophile, when a tractor trailer hit a beam that shouldn't have been on the road.
Hit an overpass.
In an overpass. Well, the beam on the overpass that broke the weld, and the bar came off, and unfortunately landed across his chest, killing him instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
It's
been
still unbelievable to even talk about
it's
like that.
very unbelievable. Uh, and you know, as things go on in your life, you pick up on things, and you know when something happens. And we were actually on our way to Albuquerque for our niece's graduation party
And a camping trip.
and a camping trip, and Nick called. We had rented a trailer, which don't ever do.
Don't ever do that. We got this amazing no, I won't even say we. I'll take full responsibility for this. My family said that they were going to go, or our family, my side of the family, said that they were going to go on a camping trip. And so rather than just tent it up like we should have done, I decided to go on. I don't even remember what it was called.
RV.com.
Yeah, it's basically VRBO, but you rent another person's trailer. The problem I mean, among many problems with this is when you rent somebody's home, like you go to VRBO or you know, what's the other
Yeah,
one? Airbnb.
Airbnb.
When you go to one of those, you're in somebody's home. And so it's like stationary. But when you rent somebody's RV, you don't know, or trailer,
Yeah,
you don't know what issues it has to begin with. And
right.
it's hard to know really until you get there. And you don't know the terrain. This was during all those New Mexico wildfires. So unfortunately, we had to find a different place to go camping.
Hmm.
And getting to this campsite was an adventure in itself. And having that giant trailer behind us just
Pause right there for a split second.
okay. I didn't close our door either. You know, just kind of.
So yeah, listen. So
So I think that getting to the terrain of where we were going camping, just not a good idea when you have somebody else's equipment with you.
yeah, and it did not work out for
Mm,
our advantage.
no, it did not.
But on the way there, uh, we actually had just no, we were still in Texas when we got the call. We were still in Texas when we got the call. Nick called and said, "Hey, I need you guys
Yep.
to pull over."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, I'm driving." He was like, "I need you to pull over the car right now." And for Nick to say that, Nick and I had been through a variety of things together. We've conquered land, we've conquered air, we've done things, uh, we've conquered mountains together. Um, but for him to say, "Hey, I need you to pull over," I knew something was wrong. I was hoping it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Because in that process, earlier in the morning, we had got a call from Casey
Hmm.
that her car had been stolen, and she had just called Justin earlier in the morning and said, "Hey, my car got stolen."
Hmm.
And Casey had talked to him.
It was just a perfect storm.
It was just
It
a
was
perfect storm.
perfectly
So
terrible, awful storm.
we made the decision to continue to go through the camping thing, and just I talked to Josh, figured out what the funeral arrangements were going to be, because that was a whole thing. Because now you're coordinating with departments, you're coordinating with agencies, you have people coming from all over the country for this.
Mhm.
And when the viewing was going to be and all that stuff, and we said, okay,
It was one of those summers. It was like a summer like this
yeah,
where we had big plans.
mhm,
And rather than just cancel the plans, and I think we've learned since then. That's funny that we're talking about this, and then we've had our summer change a little bit. But
had our summer change a lot.
yeah, but we forced ourselves, even just 4 years ago, to darn it, we planned something. We're going to force ourselves to have fun, forced family fun. And as nice as it was to be with the family,
That's 100% military thing. It was
forced family
forced
fun.
instead of it's forced unit fun.
Yep, forced family fun. For what is it? What do they call those things? They don't call them forced. They call them
Oh, you will
no, but what do they call them? They call them mandatory. Mandatory
mandatory
family
fun
fun
day.
day.
Yes, unit
Yes.
mandatory fun.
Yes. And even our family on my side, looking back on it, they said, if you guys would have just said, like, guys, we're not coming, there would have been understanding. And I think that we don't give the other people credit in our lives, that if so we're going through something and life just isn't turning out the way it's supposed to, I think a lot of us would rather just not say anything and push through and force family fun, and it just doesn't make it good for anybody,
Yeah.
rather than just saying. I mean, I think that week, especially 4 years ago, we should have just said, for our kids' sake, for our sake, for Josh's sake, for Danielle's sake, for everybody involved's sake, we're just gonna take a breath, we're gonna turn around,
Mhm.
and we're gonna get ready for this,
Mhm.
rather than trying to fake it through the fun. Because I think that although we remember that trip, most of us just remember being in that camper just lost with what had just happened to us. So it's been 4 years since then, and, uh, here we are sitting talking about it, and I feel like, I mean, Justin was always just this. He had a very rough job,
Mhm.
but he was the best guy I knew at a lot of things, but especially at when he was off work.
Mhm.
He was off work.
Mhm.
He was devoted to his kids. He was devoted to his wife. He was, I mean, it wasn't mandatory fun for Justin.
Mhm.
It was like when I walk out that door, that heaviness is going to stay right there, and I'm going to do this, and then that heaviness will be back tomorrow.
Well, even, we're as we're sitting here talking about it, I still remember you guys taking me to Red Lobster, or not Red Lobster, Joe's Crab Shack
Joe's crab shack.
in San Antonio, and Justin
Mm-hmm.
being there with Sean and Jake
Maury.
and
Mm-hmm.
Lori was there, and
And they drove all the way
just
from Vegas.
they drove all the way from Vegas just to surprise me,
Mm-hmm.
and
Justin was very, he was very family first,
he
family,
called
friends.
him and Josh called once a week just to check on me and see how I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And so we, as he has passed away, I think good at, we're not as good as he is, but we strive to keep this example of.
well, he's the reason why I got involved in uh trafficking
Mhm.
to help try to put an end to trafficking. He's the reason I've gone to some of the schools I've gone to.
He's a lot of reasons. I mean, he's probably a lot of the reason, if not the reason, that first responders, not just veterans, are included in this ministry.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, I think that your heart and mine grew for, I mean, we had a first responder in the family, but we were like, "Oh, we're a veteran family, so that's gonna be
Mhm.
that's our cup of tea, that's what we know." And then I think the more we thought about it, especially after losing Justin, the more we realized, like, I think I've said it on here before, and I know I've said it to you, that I believe that first responders, especially police officers and veterans, are the same kind of person. Just one fights in their own backyard. The police officer fights the battle in his own backyard for,
Well, Blake says it, the SWAT officer from Fayetteville, he
Mhm,
says it best, the difference between veterans and first responders is veterans do it overseas, first responders do it here,
yeah,
which is why, if you look at it, and you read the books, you see why I started writing Bible studies was because of Justin, because
mhm,
of the stuff they did. Why did I write Armor and Intimacy?
mhm,
Because I saw what he went through, where he got a divorce, and then he met the love of his life, Stacy. And so I took that and said, okay, how can I do this? And what are the things that I see within my own agency
mhm,
that people are struggling with? What do I see other agencies that I work with?
mhm.
What do I see? Okay, well, I see this, 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 and this.
Right.
So,
Do you think maybe from your perspective sitting here that Justin kind of looks down from heaven at you sometimes and giggles? Because, like, we say that a lot of this ministry is because of him and his job and everything, but, and I'll put you on the spot, do you think that you would be doing any of the things that you're doing, like you sitting here currently today with all of the jobs that you have, um, with the mental health, with, the assistant team leader, with negotiations, with all the different things you're doing. Do you think that, even sitting here across the room from me, do you think that you'd be doing any of those things had it not been because of his intervention?
I constantly in my head go back to the coffee shop that day.
Mhm.
Um, so
Happened?
what we're talking about is uh Sarah gave me an ultimatum before the Alaska trip that we don't ever talk about it. I think this is the first time we've talked about it,
We talk about the Alaska trip, but we don't
about
talk
what
very
took
much
place.
about what led us there.
Yeah. Um
We talk about the fact that I lied about a fishing trip in Alaska, but we don't ever talk about the desperation that led to me feeling the need to
mhm.
lie to get us on a fishing trip in Alaska.
uh I would 100% probably still have a patch on my back. Um if it hadn't have been for you intervening and saying, "Hey,
I didn't intervene though.
no,
I mean, I
you
did.
you did and you didn't.
I made the plan, but
You made
someone
the
else I know
plan,
made it
but
happen.
he had a way of delivering it,
Yeah.
and, I know knowing him the way I know him from the start to the finish of that he had it laid out
Mhm,
because he was so meticulous on things.
mhm.
He had it laid out of, "Okay, we're gonna get there. We may have to stand outside for a few minutes. I'm not gonna say a word to him. We're gonna order, and then I'm gonna hit him with it."
Yeah.
And he did. He said,
So it
you
was
have 2
how
choices."
many days was it before we were supposed to leave for Alaska?
Mm, it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks before the
It
trip.
was 2 weeks before because I said I
So
wasn't gonna go,
right. And I
and
said you pretty much didn't have a choice, and then did he call or did he text?
he called
Mhm.
and said, "Hey, let's go breakfast." And him and I had a breakfast place that we'd go to, um, that has the best red velvet pancakes in all of Las Vegas.
Where is it? Baby Stacks?
Yes,
I love Baby Stacks.
yes. So we met and had breakfast, and he was actually working a case and left that case to come to breakfast because he knew how important it was. And he gave me an ultimatum. He said, "You have 2 choices. You can either stay with who you're with
Mhm,
and do that, and you'll never see your nephews again. You'll never see me again. You're not going to see your wife, and you're not going to see your kids again because I will help pay for all of the stuff for Sarah to leave you,
mhm,
and you'll be on your own. If that's where you want to be, you'll be on your own, and you'll have to figure out how to survive on your own." And at first, I was pissed, and he just said, "That's your choice. You can stand up and make an ass right here, and I'm gonna slam your head on the table and put you in handcuffs and walk you out of here."
Did it get to the point where you stood up or no?
No, he told me he was gonna stand up, slam my head to the
Oh,
table, and put me in handcuffs
yeah.
and walk me out. And I was like, "You don't have the balls to do that." And he goes, "You may have done what you did in the military, but
Yeah.
this is my town."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." And then he got up and left and stuck me with the damn bill. I still remember
Oh,
that he stuck me with the damn
man.
bill.
So he said his piece,
He said his piece,
and then he left you
and
to
then he
think
left,
about it.
and then he didn't answer the phone for a week.
Oh, wow.
He didn't answer the phone for a week, uh, on purpose.
Mhm,
And, like I said, I knew it was his plan,
mhm.
you know? Like, I would go by the gun shop and ask Sean, "Hey, you talk to your dad?" And all Sean would say is, "My dad said I'm not allowed to talk to you."
Oh, wow.
So he had already laid the ground to say, "Hey, pull your head out of your ass."
Mhm,
And then so we went to Vegas, and he was there
mhm,
and gave me a big old hug when we came back
mhm. Oh, you mean after we got back from
after we
Alaska?
got back from Alaska,
Mhm,
you know?
mhm,
And then he was there when I came back from Afghanistan
mhm,
that last time
mhm.
with, uh, can't remember what the name of the organization was. Proper Exit.
Yeah, Operation Proper Exit.
He was there for that
Mhm,
and just, pushed me to do things. I think I had already become a chaplain for the sheriff's office before he died.
Mhm,
I had been there a year when he died.
mhm.
Um, but I
Your
didn't
wife is actively involved
I
here
wasn't as
because we were
well,
still well, you were still on staff at a church.
I was still on staff at a church, and I wasn't involved as I am now
Mhm.
where
It didn't you were involved, but I think him passing away, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think him passing away, like, lit a fire inside of you
100%
that
it
you
did.
were going to, um our nephew Sean says that, Justin was the best of us, and we all agree, and I think to live on that legacy that he left behind, I think there was a part of you that was just,
Mm,
like they say, when an officer passes, like, uh, what do they like? It's their end of watch.
mhm,
And so we will be standing watch for them when they're gone. And so I think part of your healing and standing watch for your brother is the work that you do for the
mhm,
first responders here today.
100%. It's why, if you look at our umbrella
Mm-hmm.
of John Master life coaches, there's so many different parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
Why we have
Well, my
this podcast
it's
and after
always
the call.
evolving.
Well, yeah, it's we have that for it started with doing Texas 635.
Mhm.
Hey, how can we reach these guys that are suffering from trauma? How can we, and that was 100%, that phone call that I got from, my names are just bad today.
It's okay.
Uh,
Hunter?
Hunter
Hmm.
calling and saying, "Hey, I have this opportunity. What do you think about it? This is what we're going to be doing." Yep. And then that was a 4-day trip that we taught those 4 days of how to do trauma recovery and whatnot. And then we went and did the one in Lubbock for that day, and that turned into just a CISM debrief,
Hmm.
a critical incident debrief. And then from there, we already had jump master life coaches and counseling, but then you came up with the idea of, hey, why don't we incorporate wellness into that? So now we have jump master life coaches, counseling and wellness. And then off of that, you have after the call, which is the podcast,
Hmm.
you have our workshops, you have our jump master performance recovery doctoring,
Hmm.
which goes to speaking engagements, which goes to tactical Django, which all 10 books are available now,
Which is pretty awesome.
which is pretty cool. I've never done
I
a
mean, it's
series
been like
before.
a brain, but it's been a brainchild of yours for a while, and see it come into fruition is it's pretty awesome.
Mhm. The fact that book 10, The Sheepdog,
Hmm.
was 346 pages.
Hmm.
And of that, probably 40 of them are you can get in each book. But of that, those 300 pages of 10 chapters and each book has its own scoring thing to rate where you are currently.
Hmm.
So that is kind of,
Do you think the evolving of everything that we do? I mean, we joked a little bit earlier about like mandatory family fun and how things are always changing. But do you think that those kinds of things built the foundation for us to be able to evolve and change
mhm,
with the times and what is needed with especially with jump master life coaches that it can always be changing. It's never going to be the same thing over and over again because I think with jump master life coaches and with a lot of our things that we're trying to do, it's if it's not working, fix it.
mhm,
If it's not, you know, if it's not effective, change it. Like, I just don't think I think there are so many programs that people get frustrated and stuck in the day to day and they wonder why they're not changing. And I think because some expert somewhere said it has to be A, B, and C.
mhm.
There is no D, E, and F.
And I think that's the benefit of, having Ward to oversee things and ward to handle the counseling part.
Mhm.
Yeah, I counsel, you counsel,
Mhm.
Sierra counsels, not cancels,
Mhm.
counsels.
Mhm.
But the rest of the stuff, he's like, that's yours.
Mhm.
Go.
Mhm.
You're the COO. You run it. You do what you have to do. It's your brainchild. You go.
Mhm.
Just make, you
It's
know,
just always changing.
just make sure we're doing what we have to do
Mhm.
and making sure that it doesn't point. I think the biggest thing across the board, and this was something I learned from Justice, something I learned from Pastor Pat, something I learned from Ward as we've gone through this, making sure it doesn't point at us,
Yeah.
making sure it always points up.
Yes.
Yes. Is Arm Right Intimacy a book that will not be probably read on church staffs? Probably
Probably
not.
not.
But will it be at the fire department or the
Yes.
local PD or DPS or the ranger's office or the district
Yes.
attorney's office or the district office or the FBI
It's just not
office?
a I just think
It's not a cookie cutter
what
book.
we're trying to do well, and I think all of Jump Master Life Coaches is not a cookie cutter method.
No,
And what works for one person
it's not going to
is
work for
not
the
going to
other.
work for another person because God made us different. And to say that everybody needs to fit under one tiny umbrella of healing, you're leaving so many people out in the rain.
Mhm,
You may be fixing that person under that tiny umbrella, but what about the other person standing out in the rain who is struggling with the same issue but processes it different?
mhm.
We're all so uniquely different and made on purpose that to say that everybody could fit into a cookie cutter method would be, I know,
Which is why
I know.
they're Jenga blocks
Yes.
because they can easily
Fall on the ground. Well,
fall on the ground.
but they'd be without their plastic
Well,
wrapping.
they'd be without their plastic wrap. And I will 100% admit the reason they're still in plastic is because I haven't figured out, yeah, I could take what I have on the ads or the covers of the books and I could put those on here. Like, obviously, I'm going to have one for mental toughness,
Hmm.
emotional health, brotherhood, purpose, faith, discipline, resilience, family, recovery, integrity, anxiety,
Is it
depression.
made into a in Jenga form? Because, like for me, if I'm struggling with something in the middle,
Mhm,
like so, I don't necessarily need to struggle with something on the top or the bottom. It could be in the middle or on the side, but it still affects
mhm,
everything else around it.
mhm.
I think that's I think that's pretty awesome. And I think that's why, there may be some critics out there that say, we need to find a system and we need to stick to it and we need to test it and studies and this has worked for this person, this has worked for this person. I think there may be critics out there that say, why don't you guys have one cookie cutter plan for everything? But I think what we are learning along the way is we could have a million different methods.
Well, I had a discussion with somebody on LinkedIn about that
Hmm.
because the model of Jenga,
Hmm.
practical Jenga, is to build a stronger foundation, to reset, rebuild, and rise stronger.
Hmm.
So what works for one is not going to work for the other.
No.
But if the foundation is strong,
Hmm.
we can build the layers on top of that. But if the foundation is weak,
Hmm.
it has no faith. It has no love. It has no desire to get better, to
Hmm.
not be burnt out, to not do anything.
Hmm.
All you're going to do is rebuild and crumble right back down.
Right.
The goal is to have a strong foundation and build up from there. So, yes, our pieces as a 20-year career goes on, or a 30-year career goes on, or a 40-year career goes on, are there pieces that are going to move around in that thing? 100%.
Well, and build differently because my blocks aren't exactly going to be the same as yours.
Right.
My red ones could be on the bottom and my blue ones be on the top
Mhm.
or whatever. But it's
But
all
it's
about,
how
like you
you,
said, the
just,
solid foundation.
even if you take the colors off and you have all of them the same colors and they're a standard Jenga board
Hmm.
and they're the same,
Hmm.
you're going to have the same concept, a strong foundation.
Hmm.
because that strong foundation is the key to everything.
Right.
We have to build a stronger foundation to build the rest up.
Right. Right. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. We had donkey therapy.
The donkey therapy.
Speaking of different kind of methods we're using, we have had donkey therapy last Sunday
Mhm.
and the Sunday before that.
We've had 2 donkey therapies since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, and I think what we have in common, we have a lot of things in common with Tracy and Vicky, but um they get a lot of critics for what they do too. So I think there's these different methods and different things that people are trying to use to heal. And just because it's different or just because it's new doesn't make it wrong.
Mhm.
And I think that, like we've said here today, is what works for me may not work for you, and that's okay.
Mhm.
As long as it finds something that works.
Well, like right now we have puppy therapy
Mm.
on there. In reality, we should probably change it to dog therapy because they're getting bigger and we're not going to replace them with littler dogs.
No, should say dog therapy.
It should say dog therapy because the concept
Canine
of it,
therapy.
it says canine therapy on the website,
Hmm.
but when you look at our umbrella,
Hmm.
it says puppy therapy. Like I'm looking at the board right now and I was like, it does say
When
puppy therapy.
I'm hearing one that sounds like a puppy, but he is not a puppy. He just his voice box is
Balls need to drop. But since the last time, the other change we've had is the wellness, pushing forward with the wellness program.
Mhm.
As a certified massage therapist now,
Mhm.
how does that make you feel knowing that your portion of this isn't just the counseling part, but the muscle and the memory and the
Well, I think that um, what the mind is going through, the body is going through just the same.
holistic? That's the word I was looking for.
Yes.
The
Holistic.
holistic.
Um, I think that our minds are clouded, and when we're going through trauma, our minds are clouded and we are feeling stress and we're doing all the things. But I also think at the same time as your mind is feeling stress, your shoulders probably are too.
Mhm.
For someone to say, I am flat out burnout, mentally exhausted,
Mhm.
but my body feels great.
I would
Is
pay
is
to
a
hear
flat
someone
out
actually
lie.
say that.
Yeah.
I would pay to hear
It's a
somebody say
flat out lie. So for someone to say like, I can't, I feel fantastic and I'm just struggling. It's only my head so I think our head works with our body and our body works with our
Mhm.
head. And if we can heal, if we can help in healing the mind and the body together, just my hope is that when the body relaxes, maybe the mind will quiet. And the other way around. When the mind starts to quiet, maybe the body can quiet. So I'm hopeful. We're hoping to have that office here up and running here in probably the middle of July, I would think. End of July.
hopefully middle of July. It all depends on when.
Mhm. When the office gets set up and everything. But I think my timeline is to have it. Let's just be realistic and say it
Say
may
September.
change in pencil. But
Say
I say
September 1st.
August. I say let's shoot for August. Well, with Tyler starting school.
Yeah, the biggest thing is gonna be the purchasing of the bed.
Yeah.
That's the most expensivest part
Yeah.
of the whole thing, and
Yeah.
that's getting the money to do that.
Yeah.
So if the state of Texas would get off their ass and pay the organization money that they owe us, then that would be a good thing. But
Hmm.
till that happens,
Well,
yeah,
maybe we'll have to try. Maybe you never know. Some fundraising, some gifting. You don't know.
yeah.
You don't know. I believe
Look what happened with the
the
classes.
schools you needed. I just think that I don't know. I believe that if we weren't doing, do we struggle financially? Yes. Do you and I struggle together? Yes. Do we get frustrated with each other?
No.
Heck no. Yes. But I really do
What?
believe, what? I really do believe that if we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing, God wouldn't be opening the doors.
Mhm,
And it feels like whenever you or I or us at the same time, thank goodness it's either you freaking out or me freaking out, not us freaking out at the same time. But I feel like whenever we get to our freaking out stage,
mhm.
God just kind of winks at us and says,
I got you.
"You've got this." Like that happened to us at Donkey Therapy and we were able to go buy groceries.
Yeah.
So I just think that every time our fleshy selves think that we can't do it, God's like, I'm with you.
Mhm,
You're doing my work. And that's why, like you said, we never want somebody to say, Jump Master Life Coaches is the reason I'm healed, or John Hosey is the reason I'm healed, or Sarah is the best, or all the things. Every time someone starts to point at us, we want them to look up
mhm.
because,
We're just a tool,
yes.
and all of the classes we've gone to, all of that stuff is all stuff that we've prayed about, we felt,
Mhm.
and we've been pushed to go to.
We've really felt called. And if we don't feel called to do something, we really do try to use
Mhm.
discernment to not do it.
Like, I hate canceling on people,
I do
but
too.
I had to move 3 appointments so I could go to negotiating with deviant behaviors
Mhm.
next week.
Well, and I think that professional being able to cancel and put things a priority, it's always been hard to me, hard for me to say no to anything. And so I think when we learn to do it professionally, it helps to do it personally and vice versa, because I hate canceling things too.
Mhm,
But sometimes you have to cancel certain things to make sure other things happen.
mhm,
And we realize that when you have the right people in your lives, they'll be understanding because nobody wants you to be. I mean, I don't want anybody in my life to be stressed out trying to
mhm,
just push to do something just because I want them
mhm.
to.
Well, for example, uh, we had to move some things around because of some unforeseen things that happened this month,
Mhm.
which took away us going to Las Vegas at
Mhm.
the end of July.
Mhm.
You know, thank God the people that were involved in that were understanding and loving. And, we're like, hey, we have other times to make memories.
Mhm. And thank goodness the grandbaby is coming to
Hmm.
Texas, and it just makes us. I think when things
We
get
should
can
bring him on the show.
we should. That would be so fun. We should ask his mom and dad if that's okay. Um, but I think that knowing, maybe walk away from this knowing that life gets stressful and things get canceled and things happen that are completely out of your control. But what you can control is the moment that you're in
Hmm.
and the moments that you have with your family, and you can be intentional with those moments. And that's what we've decided is, even if things are going crazy and we don't know what the next day holds, we are going to be as intentional with the days that God gives us. And I think that's what we're trying to do here is, as we add more things to Jump Master Life Coaches, as we try and reach more people, we are just trying to do the best with what God gave us with the time that we're here to do it.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
Hmm.
Do we have anything coming up?
Think that with that, as we move forward into July, we move forward into, things going forward. I think us pausing and taking breaks to make sure that we're doing what needs to be done. And that stuff is
Practicing what we preach.
practicing what we preach and, going through. And, for those that are listening and those that are watching us on YouTube, the books we've talked about today, they're all available on Amazon. Uh, After the Call, the Jump Master Performance Recovery Doctrine, you can see it right. The cover is right behind Sarah's head. So is,
Is it? Oh, it is. I was
uh,
wondering what you
so
were
is my,
hanging up today.
so is our, no, I hung up Tactical Jenga today.
Very nice.
Uh, but all three of those, well, all 12 of those
Yeah.
are available on Amazon. Um, if you look at the price for the Tactical Jenga, yes, the price started at $15 and has gone up to $25. That is not on us.
That is Amazon.
That is Amazon raised their prices midway through writing the books.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
Everywhere else is raising prices.
So the reason that that price is because that's what they had to be to fulfill the Amazon requirement. So they're available, and they're also available overseas too. So I know we have people in the Middle East that listen to us, or watch us on YouTube. So you can get the books too. I think they're translated in those languages. I don't quote me on the translation part of it because that ain't me. I think it would be cool to have it transcribed into Italian though.
That would be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty awesome. But as we go through, and I'm sure, after coming back from that class, I'm gonna have all kinds of stuff to talk about. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice to go away with my team lead and one of the other negotiators and just go and focus and be able to,
get some stuff for your tool belt. You always tell everybody that we're trying to give themselves stuff for theirs, but I think sometimes even a leader needs stuff for his that he can come back and share with everything.
Well, the good thing is, just so people know, we have a GoFundMe going, but we were able to pay for the classes,
which is pretty amazing. The messages and phone calls and text messages and dropping by in our mailbox, like people.
Yes.
People, we see you. We appreciate.
So we were able to pay for all of the classes, and another class that was added for July, the team leader class. So that one has been fantastic. So August, I don't have anything, but June, July, and October. October, I get to go to Phoenix. For that, so
which is all things that we thought weren't going to be possible, and then, like we said, through things like GoFundMe and people and the hearts of people, God just shows us that we're right where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
No matter how hard the storm gets. So, with that, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who listens to this podcast. We really try. Your clocks are ridiculous.
They didn't work in the other office. I moved in here and now they work.
I
don't get it.
But with that,
we have the song finished.
Okay. Very nice. We do try to get a podcast out every Thursday. And I just wanted to say thank you for your patience. And I mean, there's been a lot of
patience. That's the text messages I've been getting lately. Where my podcast at? I won't name any names. This golf course worker.
There's been a lot of grace with this podcast as far as like we've tried to figure out the best way to film and the best way the sound and the dogs barking and all the things. And just know that we appreciate the grace we've been given, even through text message. And we are summer, I think, is crazy for a lot of families. I don't want to keep blaming summer. I am not a summer hater. I am a fall lover, but I am not a summer hater. I just think things are kind of crazy, and we are going to do our best to get some more out.
And we have something starting in August.
What do we have starting in August?
With ball.
Oh, yes.
With 2 seasons left with Tyler.
I know.
And I'm coaching this season, so that'll be good. So the Pinstripe Wolfpack will be rolling into a town near you. I'm just kidding.
Rolling into a town near you called Granbury.
Granbury, Aledo, Glenrose, Burleson.
Yeah, we are also, as current homeschool parents, getting ready to enter the public school forum.
As we still teach at a co-op.
Yes, like I said, I mean, if it's not working, fix it. And if it needs to be changed, change it.
Well, she wanted to go to school.
Yes. She wants to go to high school. All of our girls were homeschooled during the middle school years and then chose to go into high school. And Tyler's idea is to go into 8th grade so that she will be more prepared for high school, which, I mean, when she put it like that, it's a logic we really can argue with.
Yeah.
So she's going to start there. So that'll be interesting. And then the wellness side of things will be opening. And it's just it's going to be an amazing few months.
hmm Uh, with that also, I am looking for people to fill out some forms starting September to help me with my doctorate,
Hmm.
to go along with my thesis. Uh, so, yeah, do that. So then it'll be hosted by Dr. John, PhD.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I just want to get the doctor just
You
to
just
get
want to be like, Dr. John. Hello, doctor, doctor, doctor,
exactly
doctor,
100%. Drop in the comments if you know what movie that is from.
doctor, doctor,
Doctor,
doctor,
doctor.
doctor.
Yeah. And then them not say, "Oh, you're a dentist?" No, I'm not a dentist. PhD.
So we will, fingers crossed and all the I's dotted and T's crossed and all the stuff, be back Thursday for this week. I'm going to take our youngest to Texas Tech. Our Maddie is a tour guide at Texas Tech. So if you would like to tour Texas Tech, our Maddie is a tour guide there. And so I'm going to take Tyler and a couple of friends and we're going to go see Maddie in action. So I'll have some of that to talk about. And we will be back Thursday.
Talking about silent culture.
What is that one about?
The not asking for help.
I have no idea what that's like.
Yeah. You're a freaking expert on that one. Uh,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think, as we were sitting here, I was thinking about the tactical Jenga series, and I think the one that I think you like the most is the hypervigilance. The body didn't get the memo
Hmm.
one.
Which I think is what inspired me to want to do a wellness side of Jump Master Life Coaches. You think about it.
Didn't even read the book.
I know, but that book is me.
Yeah.
That book is me. Like
Mhm.
you could tell my mind all day long to relax, but my body is so like not
Mhm.
okay. And I think that's, the body
Well,
didn't get the memo.
we also, I noticed something yesterday, that when we had that conversation, I felt the stress leaving my neck.
Mm,
That it could have been the fact we had Waffle House yesterday.
could be.
Could
That's
be.
delicious.
Yeah.
Casey specifically asked for Waffle House when her dug her hair. She asked
Yep.
if that could be a thing. I was like, I think your dad will happily say yes to this.
Mhm. Yep.
So
You're getting a lot of food at Waffle House, so when you spend $40. It was just the two of us.
I think it was. I think they raised their prices too.
Oh, 100% they raised
Yeah.
their prices.
Yeah. Anyways, we're traveling.
No.
Do you want to close this out?
So 4th of July is coming up in a
Mhm.
week. Please be careful with fireworks. Don't be a Nick. I'm just kidding.
Mm.
I couldn't resist. Just be careful. Have fun. Enjoy. Celebrate 250. We did watch UFC. Speaking of that, we
We
did watch
did.
UFC 250.
We did. We did.
First time all cards ended in that.
Mhm.
Uh,
I
yeah,
wasn't sure how I'd feel about that, but I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah. I thought the live music was good. I thought
I was not a fan of live music.
I was. Those guys could sing. You have to admit
I know.
they could
I
sing
know.
really, really well,
They
and
could
they did a
sing
great
really
job.
well, but I don't watch I don't like the fighting of UFC. Sorry. I don't like the blood and guts. But I do like the hype before each fight.
Mhm.
It's very Rocky Balboa and those ones just the choirs wasn't doing it.
We could talk about you trying to steal Dana White's jeans.
That's for another episode. If you tune back in, maybe I'll maybe I'll let you know on
Well, the
Thursday.
picture's right there.
I know, I see it. I
Yeah.
saw it earlier.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We love you guys.
We love you all. Stay frosty.
Thank you for listening.
Be careful out there. As the weather's getting hotter, drink lots of water. Stay hydrated. Um,
And
but
we'll be splicing this half
and the last
and the
half.
last half, and please forgive us that they're 2 weeks apart. All right. Anyways,
All
we
right.
love you guys.
We love you guys.
Bye.
Peace out.